Welcome to the Explainer. So, have you ever looked at a massive corporate landing page, totally overflowing with services, locations, and buzzwords, and wondered how it all actually works under the hood? Well, that is exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to take the sprawling prospectus of a company called FirstPageRanks and break the whole thing down. Our goal is to transform this giant wall of corporate text into a super clear, structured blueprint of how a modern, full-service digital agency operates.
Okay, let's dive into this agenda really quick so we know where we're headed. We're looking at 1. Meet FirstPageRanks. 2. The social media ecosystem. 3. Platform-specific growth strategies. 4. Advertising and lead generation. 5. Services and pricing packages. And 6. Why choose this agency? All right, let's get right to it.
Section 1. Meet FirstPageRanks. Let's figure out exactly who these guys are and how they fit into the market. So, FirstPageRanks is a full-service digital transformation and social media marketing company, and they're headquartered over in Chandigarh, India. Now, they position themselves, and this is their own claim here, as a top-rated, results-oriented agency. In fact, they call themselves the #1 top-rated digital transformation company in their region. It's a bold claim, right? But their whole pitch is about building highly customized strategies across all the major platforms to drive targeted traffic and ultimately boost conversions.
But what's really fascinating here is their physical footprint. They might be based in Chandigarh, but their reach is massive. Seriously, looking at their operational map, they cover states all over India, from Punjab to Maharashtra. We're talking hundreds of localized city branches targeting hyper-specific SEO. And it doesn't stop there. They've got an international presence spanning all the way out to Dubai and Canada. So they are definitely casting a huge global net.
Section 2. The social media ecosystem. So how exactly does an agency operating on that kind of scale actually get things done?
Well, they treat social media like a highly structured machine. It's not just throwing random posts at a wall to see what sticks. First up is strategy and planning. This means digging deep into audience analysis and setting really strict KPIs. Then comes step 2, content creation. This is where your graphic design and copywriting step in to bring the strategy to life. Step 3 is community management, which is, actually talking to people, engaging and moderating the comments. And finally, analytics and reporting to see what worked. They literally turn marketing theory into a real actionable pipeline.
And if we zoom in on that content creation step for a second, it's actually super varied. We're not just talking about boring standard corporate text posts. Their prospectus explicitly highlights creating infographics, interactive polls, curating user-generated content, and get this, meme and trend-based content. They totally get that if you want to survive on the internet today, you literally have to speak the native, fast-paced language of internet culture.
Section 3. Platform-specific growth strategies. Because, as we all know, internet culture is definitely not a monolith.
And this brilliantly illustrates how they tailor their approach. Just look at this stark contrast. Up top, you've got their LinkedIn strategy. It is super corporate, right? B2B positioning, writing authority posts, generating professional leads, and pushing employee advocacy programs. But then, compare that to their Pinterest strategy on the bottom. It's like night and day. Pinterest is all about visual branding, meticulous board organization, and driving direct website traffic. It's a completely different world.
We see that exact same kind of split with the big video and image platforms. Take YouTube. For them, YouTube is a search engine. It's all about channel SEO, video ranking strategies, and optimizing those thumbnails to grab high-intent searchers. But Instagram? Instagram is fast. It's aesthetic. They lean heavily into a dedicated Reels strategy, integrating shoppable posts for quick e-commerce, and using influencer collaborations to really build visual brand authority.
Section 4. Advertising and lead generation. Because let's be real, organic growth is awesome, but it's really only half the battle. So, we've seen their organic pipeline, but it begs the question, how exactly does paid social fit into this organic ecosystem? How do they inject capital to actually speed up these results for their clients? Well, they do it with a really comprehensive, conversion-focused ad menu. They are not just clicking boost posts and walking away. They're deploying carousel and shoppable ads for e-commerce. They're using complex video and retargeting ads to grab people who already visited a site. We're talking lead gen and app install campaigns, paid influencer collaborations, and even event promotion ads. It is the whole shebang when it comes to paid media.
Section 5. Services and pricing packages. I know you're wondering, so let's talk about what this massive machine actually costs. Okay, starting at the absolute entry level, we're looking at 5,500 Indian rupees. That's about their baseline monthly starting point. This specific price tag gets you their social media content writing and captions package. Basically, it acts as a super affordable, accessible hook for smaller businesses that just need to keep their feeds alive with good, persuasive copy.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the pricing scales up based on the complexity of the service. Look at the basic professional social media management. That's sitting around 9,000 rupees a month. But if you step up to strategic social media marketing, which brings in brand audits and full platform planning, that jumps to 13,000 a month. Specialized stuff like B2B LinkedIn marketing is 10,500, and advertising management is 11,000, plus your actual ad spend, of course. It's a very modular, tiered system.
But wait, it is absolutely crucial to understand how they structure these agreements. These are not just casual month-to-month services. FirstPageRanks requires minimum campaign commitments. Sure, some basic things might just need a 1-month minimum, but those deep strategic packages, they lock you in for at least 3 months. And honestly, that makes perfect sense. It guarantees the agency actually has enough time to implement the strategy, pull the analytics, and prove their ROI before the client evaluates the results.
Section 6, why choose this agency? Let's get into their core philosophy and why someone would actually hire them.
So, one of the most common questions clients ask any digital agency is this: is follower count more important than engagement? It's the classic vanity metric trap, right? And how an agency answers this tells you pretty much everything you need to know about how they operate.
Well, their official response in their FAQ hits the nail on the head. They say, while growth matters, our real focus is on meaningful engagement that strengthens customer relationships and trust. This explicitly positions them as an agency that prioritizes quality over quantity. They really want to distance themselves from those sketchy, vanity metric farms that just buy you thousands of empty bot followers. They're all about community trust.
So the crucial point here is that they actually back up all that talk about meaningful engagement with cold, hard data. They measure success strictly through engagement rates, reach, actual clicks, and bottom-line conversions. Plus, they put a confident timeline on it, telling clients they should expect to see initial improvements in literally just a few weeks. It's a nice blend of a high-minded philosophy grounded in fast, trackable results.
And that brings us to the ultimate takeaway today. We've seen how FirstPageRanks offers this massive, sprawling ecosystem. I mean, they cover every platform, every ad type, and an incredible geographic spread. But it leaves us with this to ponder. As digital platforms get more and more complex every single day, does a massive, full-service, everything-under-the-sun agency model actually ensure true mastery? Or is a hyper-specialized, highly niche approach the real future of business growth? It's a massive strategic question for any business trying to scale. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I hope this gave you a really fresh perspective on the architecture of a modern digital agency.